Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is your girl Angel from Simply Angel Tiah. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you guys how to do a baby blanket using a blanket stitch. So as you can see here, this is one that I have already completed, and I decided to use two colors. So I have this like super hot, nice orange color, and then I did a few rows of the white just to give it a little bit of a brightness there. So if I can just move this blanket around a little bit, you will see how it looks. So this is about 36 inches long and about 23 inches wide. So it's not a super big blanket, but it's enough for a kid, let's say up to about 6 years old. And it's nice and thick, so this is something that you will be able to use in a really cold climate. But that's pretty much what I'm going to be showing you guys how to do here. So if you're interested on how to do this blanket and this stitch specifically, please stay on the video and let's get started. Okay guys, so to start this project off, we're going to do a foundation chain of 39 chains. And I'm doing 39 because I'm doing a sample, but the project is multiples of 3 until you get the length that you're looking for. So I'm doing 39 chains, which is multiples of 3 until I get to 39 and then I stop, okay? So we're going to go ahead and get that started. And just quickly, as you can see here, my crochet hook is a 6mm crochet hook. And for this yarn, it's a 5mm crochet hook recommendation, but I'm using a 6 because I want my blanket to be a little bit loose, okay? So it's not going to be too tight. But it's up to you if you want to change your hook and just use the 6 as I am, or you can just stay with the 5, which is a recommended hook size for this yarn, okay? All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started with a slip knot. And this is how I do my slip knot. Okay. And now that I have my slip knot completed, I'm going to do my 39 chains. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, so this is my chain 39. So that's my sample size here. Okay. Now that we have our foundation chain completed, we are going to turn our work. So we work backwards towards the beginning of the chain. And I'm going to go ahead and do a double crochet stitch in the third stitch from the hook. Okay, so this is the first chain here, the second, the third. So in this third one, I am going to do a double crochet, but I'm going to the back of the chain. So if you look at when I flip it like this, this is the back of this third chain, and I'm going to go through the back of it like this and do my double crochet. Okay, just like that. And then I'm going to do another double crochet in the same stitch like that. So I have 2 double crochets in the third chain from the hook. Okay, and then I am going to skip 2 stitches. So I'm going to skip this stitch and this stitch, and in this third stitch in the back I am going to do a single crochet stitch. Okay, so we're just working in the back of the chain. I'm going to do my single crochet stitch like that, and then in the same stitch I'm going to do 2 double crochet stitches. So that's 1 and 2. Okay, and then I'm going to skip these 2 stitches here, the next 2 stitches. In the third stitch I'm going to do a single crochet stitch and then 2 double crochet stitches in the same stitch. Okay, so you're gonna end up with 3 stitches in the same stitch, which is 1 single crochet stitch and then 2 double crochet stitches. So this is how your work should look so far. Okay, and you're going to continue with this pattern until you get to the end of this chain. So go ahead and continue to do that until you get to the last 3 stitches. When you have the last 3 stitches remaining, come back to me or to the video and I'll show you how to complete this row and get the next row started. Okay guys, so I have reached the end of this first row here. So as you can see, I have 3 stitches left. Okay, so this is 1, 2, 3. And so what you will do at the end here, so you will skip 2 stitches like we did previously, and then in this final stitch, in the third one, you just do your single crochet stitch just like that. Okay, so you don't do the 2 double crochets at the end here, you just do a single crochet and then you're done with this row. Okay, and then to go ahead and start our row 2, I'm going to go ahead and do a chain 2. So 1, 2, and then turn. Okay, oops, there you go. And then in this very first stitch here, right after your chain 2, we're going to do 2 double crochet stitches in that same stitch. Okay, so there you go. So it should look just like that. And then we're going to skip 2 stitches. So we're going to skip this stitch and this stitch, and in this third stitch here, we just so happen to be this area here, you're going to do a single crochet stitch and then 2 double crochet stitches in the same stitch. Okay, so that's 1 double crochet and then 2 double crochet. Okay, and then you're going to go ahead and skip 2 stitches. So you're skipping this stitch and this stitch, and in the third stitch right here, you're going to start with a single crochet stitch and then 2 double crochet stitches in that same stitch. So you're always working with 3 stitches in the same stitch, but 1 is a single crochet stitch and then 2 double crochet stitches all going into the same stitch like that. So that is how your work should look so far. So you're going to do this until you get to the end of your row. So however long your blanket is, if you're not practicing with a sample like I'm doing, then your work is going to be a full blanket. So go ahead and work your work through. When you get to the end here, come back and I will show you how to finish off the row and start the third row, which is going to pretty much, so this row that we're doing right now is a repeat row. Okay, so go ahead and do that and I'll see you guys at the end of this row. Okay guys, so I'm at the end of my second row here. So as you see, I have 3 more stitches to go, and just like we've been doing with this row, we're going to skip 1, 2, and in this final stitch here, we're just going to do our single crochet. So just find this the last stitch here, and it's a little bit tricky to get, but make sure you're not going through the actual chain. So just find your 1, 2, and in this third chain, and because the crochet hook is a little bit on a big size, it's a little bit hard to find, so you just kind of dig it out and then you do your single crochet there. So that is the end of our second row. So this is how your work should look so far. It looks a little bit bendy like this, but as you continue to build it, it's going to continue to straighten up like this. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to start row 3, and then this is pretty much repeat. So what we just did now for row 2 is pretty much repeat for this whole project. And then I'll let you guys build up your blanket, and then I'll come back to finish it off with you at the end. Okay, so I'm going to do chain 2 again, and you're always going to do chain 2 to start a new row. Okay, and then you're gonna turn your work, and right at the beginning, at the base of this chain 2, so the very first stitch after the chain 2, you're going to do your 2 double crochet stitches. Oops, so right there, that's 1 double crochet stitch and then 2 double crochet stitch. Okay, so that's how you do your first, and then you're going to skip 2 stitches. So you skip this stitch and this stitch, and in this third stitch you're going to do your single crochet stitch and then 2 double crochet stitches in that same stitch. Okay, so this create these clusters. It also looks like puff, so it looks like puff stitch somehow as well. Okay, and then when you do that, you skip 2 stitches. In the third stitch you do a single crochet first, and then finish that stitch off with 2 double crochets in the same stitch. So this is pretty much what you're doing all throughout this project. Okay, so this is my sample. I'm not going to be changing color like it is in my on my blanket. So I'm going to build up my sample just a little bit more so that I have enough to show you guys how it looks like at the end. But if you're working on an actual big blanket and you're looking to change colors, then what you will do is you will just work your project with the same pattern, and then when you feel the time to change the color, you change the color, you continue to do that. So I'm going to build this sample up just a few more rows, and then I'll come back and show you guys how to finish it off. And then you guys will do whatever you need to do with your own big project. Okay, so go ahead and build up your work, and I'll see you guys in a bit. Okay guys, so I completed 16 rows of my sample blanket stitch here. So as you can see, I'm just gonna, there you go. So as you can see, this is 16 rows. And then so like I said again, if you're actually doing a full project, a full blanket, then yours will obviously be a lot larger than this, but this is how much I'm doing for the sample. Okay, so as you can see, it's a very beautiful stitch. Sorry guys about that glare there, I'm not sure what it is. I'm trying to adjust my colors and things like that, but it's just kind of, I think we'll leave it like that. So as you can see here, this is pretty much the stitch, how the stitch looks like. So if I bring in my blanket here, okay, so this is my completed blanket here. So you're just gonna see this is a very beautiful stitch, as you can see here. And then this is the only place that I change colors, as I said at the beginning of the introduction of this video. So you're going to do the same thing where you're just going to build up your blanket, and then if you need to change the color somewhere, you go ahead and change it, or you could just do a one solid color to the end of your project. So that's pretty much it here. So I'm going to let you guys go. You know how to do this stitch now, and you can pretty much build your blanket. You can do a sweater with this stitch. You can do a floor mat. You could do pretty much anything with this stitch. You just have to know that it's a nice and textured stitch. So then yeah, so as long as you guys know how to do it, that's all I wanted to do. I'll let you guys go here. If you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and do so, and don't forget to comment and like and hit the notification bell as well. So I'll see you guys in my next video. Ciao ciao.